Sound rolling.
Camera 1.
Rolling.
Camera 2. Rolling.
My name is William Ellis Bertrand. My position is Wisner Chair Emeritus of the School of Public Health. I was chairman of the Biostatistics and Epidemiology Department. I founded the International Health Department. I was basically the director of a couple of centers. One of them was the Center for Disaster Research, and the other was a Payson Center here uptown. I was the vice president for development and innovation. Eamon put that on me to make sure that I got shot at instead of him. Let's see, I think that's pretty much the major titles, and my research area in general has been, I'm something of a dilettante, surveillance systems, big data systems, and sustainable development issues as they relate to health outcomes and quality of life. I arrived in the summer of 1967 as an NDAFL fellow. What brought me to Tulane was a fellowship that paid a bit more than others I was offered, and the fact that New Orleans, although only 80 miles from Baton Rouge, was much further away than the University of Florida, Texas A&M, and a couple of other places that I might have gone to in terms of its culture and ambiance. That was my first exposure to the program. In those days, the National Defense Education Fellowships were for Spanish and Portuguese because those were considered rare languages in the United States, which certainly is not the case now. So the Center for Latin American Studies not only was the catalyst for my development, but also created the environment from which all of my future works evolved. By virtue of being in the NDAFL program, and the obligation was, of course, to take Spanish courses, I picked up a bit of Spanish in the process, and that sent me to, as a research assistant for what was then the Department of Sociology and Anthropology, to Kaillee, Columbia as a graduate student, which I spent a lot of time actually doing a postdoc down there with the International Center for Medical Research and Training, which was an NIH-funded grant that Tulane had to work with the Universidad del Valle in Cali. And so it had a major impact on that and my further development in that it set the stage for it all. So traveling with Doris Stone in the 70s and following her to some of her old haunts in Costa Rica, in Peru, and Bolivia were my major experiences, because they formed memories not only of Doris and the little bottles she used to carry in her purse, but also all the people that she had known and that she had helped form or educate over the years she was with. Basically, Eamon put Doris and I together, and Dick at the time, and Doris was quite a supporter of the center, her family continues to be. And so we took several trips together in Latin America and what have you. I had the good fortune of sharing a number of experiences with Doris, including smuggling sunflower seeds and other seeds back into the country because she wanted them for her garden, and trying desperately to import a straw boat from Lake Titicaca from Bolivia back into the country, which we never succeeded because there were all sorts of biological constraints. But the 4 or 5 trips that we took with her were amazing, including going with her to Zamorano the college, the university in Honduras. She was the godmother of that particular institution, to watch the first female graduate from the institution. One word for a professor is a difficult task, but if I had to choose one word, I would say that it was, that's two words, groundbreaking, but I think the center has been groundbreaking in its efforts to integrate all elements of the university into things Latin American.